This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Amanda Stevens, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Monday, May 4th. President Lai Ching-te arrives in Eswatini and says Taiwan will never give up on engaging with the world. The presidential Eswatini visit sparks legislative debate. And Taiwan infectious disease expert addresses rat-borne hantavirus concerns. But first, today's top story. President Lai Ching-te arrived in Eswatini on Saturday, May 2nd, Taiwan time, according to a Facebook announcement. He expressed his appreciation for the meticulous arrangements made by his diplomatic and national security teams over the past few days that contributed to his smooth travel. Despite the delay, the people of Eswatini received Lai and his delegation with a warm and enthusiastic welcome. The president was originally scheduled to depart for Eswatini on April 22nd, but his trip was postponed due to the arbitrary cancellation of overflight permits in the Seychelles, Mauritius, and Madagascar, under alleged economic coercion and pressure from China. Subsequently, Foreign Minister Lin Jialong represented Lai as a special envoy at the celebrations of King Mswati III's 40th anniversary of accession to the throne, his 58th birthday, and the 58th anniversary of Eswatini's independence. The president stated that he hopes his trip will further deepen the friendship between Taiwan and Eswatini through closer economic, agricultural, cultural, and educational ties, and promote Taiwan's international cooperation. He also expressed his gratitude on behalf of the Taiwanese people to King Mswati III and the Eswatini government for advocating for Taiwan's international standing despite various diplomatic pressures. Lai emphasized that engaging with the international community and joining the forces of good is an inalienable right of the Taiwanese people and a promise Taiwan makes to the world. He said that when faced with challenges, Taiwan will overcome them with determination and effort, and when faced with suppression and injustice, Taiwan will uphold justice and respond rationally. The people of Taiwan, who love freedom and peace, do not seek confrontation, but will never give up on engaging with the world. President Lai Ching-te's successful arrival in Eswatini sparked debate between Taiwan's ruling and opposition parties. The KMT argues that officials should be looking for long-term solutions to Taiwan's diplomatic predicament, not chasing presidential prestige. However, the DPP says that this trip is a reflection of Taiwan's resilience and an exercise of the president's right, as a representative to Taiwan, to engage with the world. President Lai announced his arrival in Eswatini on Saturday, May 2nd, employing the international ATA model of arrival followed by announcement. The Chinese Foreign Ministry criticized the trip, likening it to a smuggling operation. Taiwan's Foreign Ministry officials maintain that the arrive then announce model is commonly used in international diplomacy to avoid international interference. Speaking Monday, KMT chairperson Zheng Liwen said that the DPP's refusal to accept the 1992 consensus has backed Taiwanese diplomacy into a corner. She says that while this visit was successful, the process warrants reflection, and that the government should be looking to address the international situation as a whole, not just chasing presidential prestige. Zheng said,
Must this scenario play out over and over again? Ultimately, we must seriously confront this issue. How can Taiwan truly and substantially break through the current diplomatic impasse and expand our participation in the international community?
However, the legislative DPP caucus has emphasized that the president, as a representative of Taiwan's people, has the right to engage with the world. They pushed back on KMT criticism, asking instead if the KMT was unhappy about what they see as Taiwan's breakthrough on the international stage. DPP legislator Fan Yun said,
Taiwan faces the most challenges in the international arena, yet it continues to display resilience. We build friendships with allies on the basis of mutual respect and dignity and develop our values-based diplomacy through mutually beneficial cooperation. I think this is something our 23 million people are happy to see and will continue to go out and face challenges without fear.
Xinggang Hospital infectious disease specialist Dr. Huang Jianxian spoke on recent public concern over hantavirus transmission in a media interview on Monday. He detailed that the primary route of contraction is through the excrement and saliva of hantavirus-carrying rats, and that the best prevention is to maintain clean environments that do not attract them. Recent increasing cases of rat infestations in Taipei have sparked widespread discussion and worry over infections. Huang said that if a rat simply passes through, subsequent contact with that area usually does not cause illness. However, if a rat has lingered in the area for a period of time, commonly found in kitchens, restaurants, and storage rooms, people are more likely to contract the disease in the contaminated environment. According to the CDC, the first case of hantavirus this year was reported in Taipei in January. The patient, a man in his 70s, died from complications of sepsis and multiple organ failure. The second case, reported on March 3rd, involved another man in his 70s from New Taipei City, who developed chills, a sore throat, muscle aches, decreased urination, diarrhea, and loss of appetite, but was discharged after treatment. Dr. Huang pointed out that hantavirus infection symptoms are often not specific, with the most common symptom being fever, which people often mistake for a common cold or other illnesses. He noted that there are many strains of hantavirus, and although common types found abroad can easily cause breathing issues, types found in Taiwan cause hemorrhagic fever that can lead to diffuse hemorrhage or sepsis, with a mortality rate of approximately 5 to 15%. He noted that usually further medical testing is required for a definitive diagnosis and advises that if hantavirus is suspected, to ask for said testing. Taiwan has launched its first National Museum Exhibition Awards program. RTI English field reporter James Thompson attended the press release for more details.
Taiwan has launched its first National Museum Exhibition Awards program. The initiative aims to build a more unified museum system, strengthen public engagement, and enhance Taiwan's cultural presence internationally. The Taiwan Museum Exhibition Awards were formally introduced at a press conference in Taipei on Monday, May 4th. The awards, which are organised by the Taiwan Museum Foundation under the supervision of the Culture Ministry, will evaluate exhibitions based on curatorial narrative, exhibition design, social impact, and teamwork. Speaking to reporters at the event, Deputy Culture Minister and Taiwan Museum Foundation Chairperson Su Wang said the awards are intended to bring together Taiwan's museum community and establish an identity centered on a Taiwan brand. Submissions opened in May and will run to the end of the year, with eligibility limited to exhibitions held in 2026 and lasting at least 30 days. Judging will take place in 2 stages, with finalists announced in April 2027 and winners named the following month. The awards will include jury-selected prizes and a public-voted category. The Deputy Minister said, "We hope that through this initiative, more museum teams can be seen, while also helping Taiwanese society better understand museums." This is James Thompson with Radio Taiwan International, reporting in Taipei.
Foxconn announced the successful launch of Pearl 1A and Pearl 1B, its second generation of low Earth orbit, or LEO, satellites on Sunday via a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. The company detailed that the core of Pearl's 5-year mission is to accumulate on-orbit experience and optimize the design and system integration capabilities of next-generation satellites. The deployment of second-generation Pearl LEO will accelerate the development of applications such as mobile communications, industrial Internet of Things, or IoT, backup systems for support scenarios, and more. Senior analyst Wei Wengjie pointed out that this launch symbolizes the maturation of Taiwan's satellite communication technology and, leveraging past manufacturing experience, further expands the LEO satellite hardware market. Foxconn has indicated that it will adjust its investment pace according to market demand and technological maturity, focusing on its strengths in manufacturing and system integration moving forward. The company will prioritize system integration, testing and verification, and high-value added services, strengthening its space deployment and technical support to gradually enhance its service capabilities for global satellite operators and partners. Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Amanda Stevens. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features, brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.
You're listening to Radio Taiwan International. Write us at P.O. Box 123-199, Taipei, Taiwan, ROC.